Om Gam Ganapadaye Namaha. Om Shakti. Lalitha Sahasranamam 8012 850 with meaning practice. Om Pushtaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is full of vigor. Om Puratanaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the most ancient being. Om Pujyaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is worthy of devoted worship. Om Pushkaraye Namaha. Salutations to her who is like a lotus in the bloom. Om Pushkare Kshanaye Namaha. Salutations to her whose eyes charming like petals of lotus. Pushkare Kshanaye Namaha. Salutations to her who has eyes charming like petals of lotus. Om Parasmai Jyotise Namaha. Salutations to her whose supreme light that illuminates all luminaries. Om Parasmai Jyotise Namaha. Om Parasmai Damne Namaha. Salutations to her who is the supreme abode that homes all things that exist. Om Paramanave Namaha. Salutations to her who is also the subtlest particle. Om Parat Paraye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the supermost superior even to Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, who are adored as supreme deities. Om Para Hastaye Namaha. Salutations to her who holds in her hands the noose that binds all to samsara. Om Pasha Hastaye Namaha. Salutations to her who holds in her hands the noose that binds all to samsara. Om Pasha Hantraye Namaha. Salutations to her who cuts the bond of samsara. Om Pasha Hastaye Namaha. Salutations to her who holds in her hands the noose that binds all to samsara. Om Pasha Hantraye Namaha. Salutations to her who cuts the bond of samsara. Om Paramantra Vibedinye Namaha. Salutations to her who breaks the spells of one's enemies. Om Murtaye Namaha. Salutations to her who has forms. Om Amrutaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is formless also. Om Anitya Triptaye Namaha. Salutations to her who satisfies even with our perishable offerings. Om Muni Manasa Hamsikaye Namaha. Salutations to her, the swan who swims in the Manasa lake of the mind of saints. Om Satya Vrataye Namaha. Salutations to her who is vowed to truth. Om Satya Rupaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is herself truth. Om Sarvantar Yamanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the inner ruler of beings. Om Satyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the eternal being as also the consort of Parama Siva. Om Brahmanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the Sakti of Brahma, the creator. Om Brahmane Namaha. Salutations to her who is herself the Brahma. Om Jananya Namaha. Salutations to her who is the mother of the universe. Om Bahu Rupaye Namaha. Salutations to her who has taken the form of the many. Om Buddha Chitaye Namaha. Salutations to her who gives birth to the salutations to her who is worshipped by the wise. Om Buddharchitaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is worshipped by the wise. Om Prasavitriyai Namaha. Salutations to her who gives birth to the universe. Om Prachandaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is awe-inspiring. Om Ajna Yai Namaha. Salutations to her who is the divine commandments. Om Pratishtaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the foundation of all things. Om Prakatakritiye Namaha. Om Prakatakritiye Namaha. Salutations to her who is manifest in all as the eye sense. Om Prakatakritiye Namaha. Om Praneshwarye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the ruler of Prana, life force. Om Prana Datriyai Namaha. Salutations to her who gives life. Om Panchasat Pita Rupinye Namaha. Salutations to her who forms the 50 basic sounds of our speech or who has 50 centers of worship. Om Vishkrin Kalaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the ever unfettered. Om Viviktastaye Namaha. Salutations to her who dwells in the hearts of the wise or in sacred, secluded spots. Om Veera Matre Namaha. Salutations to her who is the mother worshipped by the heroes Veeras. Om Viyat Prasuve Namaha. Salutations to her who is the source of Viyat, the substance from which evolution takes place. Om Mukunthai Namaha. Salutations to her who gives salvation to Jivas. Om Mukti Nilayaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the abode of those who attain salvation. Om Moola Vigraha Rupinye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the root from which all other Saktis like Bala have their origin. Om Bhava Jnanyai Namaha. Salutations to her who knows all thoughts and sentiments. Om Bhava Rogagnyai Namaha. Salutations to her who can cure the disease of recurring transmigratory existence. Om Bhava Chakra Pravartinye Namaha. Salutations to her who has also set in motion the wheel of recurring transmigratory existence. Om Chandasaraye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the essence of all Vedas. Om Shastra Saraye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the essence of all Sastras, scriptures. Om Mantra Saraye Namaha. Salutations to her who is the source of all mantras. Om Talo Darye Namaha. Salutations to her who through slender of waist contains within herself all the thalas, worlds like Atala, Vitala, and others. Salutations to her who, though slender of waist, contain within herself all the talas, worlds like the Atala, Vitala, and others. Om Uddara Kirtaye Namaha. Salutations to her whose fame extends everywhere. Om Uddama Vaibhavaye Namaha. Salutations to her who is boundless in her might and glory. Om Varna Rupinye Namaha. Salutations to her whose form is denoted by the letters of our language. Om Shakti.